Hello and welcome to another Movie Reviews by Benjamin. Today I'll be reviewing The Wolverine. And today will actually be a two-part series. I'm going to go ahead and do a regular spoiler-free review of The Wolverine, and then after this I'll do another short review where we'll be talking about spoiler talk as well as the amazing after credits little clip that they play whenever the movie's over. So let's go ahead and get into the no spoiler review. Of course, this one will be the first one that I'll do today, and then the second one, like I said, will be a spoiler talk. So Wolverine, of course, starring Hugh Jackman. This is his sixth time playing Wolverine since the original movies. Back in '99 was the first one. So he's been doing this for quite some time now. Excellent movie. I really did enjoy it. A lot of visual scenes. He kind of starts out in up in Canada, Alaska area. I'm not sure which one of the two. Just way, way far up in the north. He's kind of secluded. He's living out in the woods by himself. Kind of makes it into town every once in a while just to kind of get some supplies. Gets recruited to go to Japan to be thanked and honored by a guy who he saved back in World War II when they dropped the bomb on Nagasaki. He was there. He saved one of the soldiers. Now that soldier has become big time in Tokyo, Japan, and so we kind of get into it here. The way he's going to help him is, as you saw in the trailer, he says that he's going to give him the ability to die finally, because Wolverine has been alive for a very long time. He hasn't been able to die, he hasn't been able to age, so now he's looking at being able to finally get rid of his immortality, and this guy has the technology to do it. So we'll kind of get into some of that more within the spoiler review, but for right now, of course, like I said, this film does star Hugh Jackman, and then I have a couple other Japanese actors that are in this movie. I'm going to try not to butcher their names. The one that comes to recruit him, her name is Rila Fukushima. Hope I'm saying that right. She does a really good job in this one. She kind of plays the outcast of the family that sends her to come get him to America. She takes him back, and he meets the guy that he saved. Now, this film kind of starts out with him in Nagasaki back in whenever World War II was going on, and it's kind of cool. The whole, you actually see the bomb drop, and so that was kind of a cool moment. Wolverine comes, he saves this guy, throws him down a well shaft, kind of like we saw in the trailer. He gets burned. Of course, his healing powers kick in, and he's right back to where he needs to be. The guy can't thank him enough, so he tracks him down. What is it? Probably 80 some years later or something. I don't know how much, but he tracks him down. This is kind of in the not too distant future set. When they go to Japan, he finds him, he thanks him, tells him that he can get rid of his immortality. The movie kind of goes from there. There's a lot of inner workings. This movie wasn't quite everything that I had it built up to be. The first half of the movie does kind of drag on, not because it's limited on action or anything like that, but the script just kind of really wants you to know that he's in Japan. They really want you to, a lot of establishing shots, things like that, which can be cool in moderation, but they kind of drag it along. Now, of course, the second half really does pick up. Things start going really good. He ends up getting, of course, his powers back, which we all know is going to happen, and he, fights his way to save the girl, and, the usual hero action movie sort of thing. I think that's kind of different here. There are a couple twists and turns you don't see coming, but this one was done by director James Mangold, who did Walk the Line a few years ago, the Johnny Cash biopic, and then of course he also did 3:10 to Yuma, which in my opinion is one of the best westerns ever made. So he does a good job here. Of course, this is nothing like Wolverine Origins, the one we saw a few years ago that was trashed by everybody who saw it. I didn't really mind it that much, but I know some people really did hate it. This one has gotten excellent reviews so far. It's doing really well on the tomato meter on Rotten Tomatoes. Everything is going good for this one right now. They had a budget of $120 million, and currently they're sitting at, between domestic and foreign, $141 million. Now, it is kind of important to note that domestically, just here in the U.S., they only made $55 million, but outside of the country, all foreign markets put together, they made $86 million. So for some reason, it's doing a little bit better overseas. Not sure what's going on there, but they have already, in the opening weekend, made back more than their budget. So I'm sure they're very happy at where they are right now. #1 movie in the world. Of course, going forward, they'll just be making more. So look forward to seeing that. Definitely check this one out. This is definitely a big movie. It's really hard for me to grade this movie on my scale because and I'll get into it in my spoiler review, but the after credit scene, I told my friend who I watched it with, I said I would watch this movie, I would pay the ticket price just to see that end credit scene. But taking the end credit scene completely out of the equation, I would have to give Wolverine probably a 7.2. The special effects are good. They're not great. There are some things that really stand out in the movie. In a superhero movie like this, because I am such a huge Marvel fan, I really want to feel those chills, that really big awe moment where, say Wolverine's doing something just amazing. It's kind of he's kind of doing his regular thing, but he does it so well, but it just doesn't bring anything like huge to the table, though there are some, like I said, some very, very cool scenes in this movie. So I'm going to have to go ahead and give it a 7.2. Hoping to give it a little bit higher, but we'll kind of talk about some other stuff in the spoiler review. So right now, 7.2 for the Wolverine. Definitely go check it out. This is definitely something you want to see in theaters. It's important to say I didn't see it in 3D. When I was watching it in 2D, I didn't really see any scenes that would stand out as a 3D, so may not want to pay the ticket price for it. It just kind of depends, but definitely check it out when you can. Probably try and catch it on the big screen also. If it's playing in the IMAX near you, check that out there. It wasn't for me, but if you can see it on the IMAX, I would definitely suggest that as well. So yeah, 7.2. We're going to go ahead and do the spoiler review next. Don't forget to check me out on Facebook at Movie Reviews by Benjamin. Also on here, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And I'm not sure what the next movie I'm going to see is. It might be a couple more days before another review, so as soon as I get that mapped out, I'll probably update it on my page on Facebook and let you guys know. And until then, I will see you at the movies.